So the issue you're talking about is not whether parents should support their children or not, but the CSA inflated these figures between 1993 and 2011. They then passed on this debt to the CMS. They became the CMS. The CMS have these really massive enforcement powers to get parents to pay what are somewhat fictitious debts. I mean, what kind of figures are we talking?
So it was established in 2011 by Noel Shanahan, who was the director of the Child Maintenance Service, that the debt of 3.8 billion was uncollectible because all of the figures that had gone into the arrears balance were somewhat inflated by about 300%. And what they did, they used the inflation technique as a lever to force a paying parent to come to them with whatever information that they wanted. So once that parent had come forward and started making the payments, or they were in some form of dialogue with the Child Maintenance Service or the CSA, if they were paying £100 a week and they'd been estimated at £300 a week, that £200 a week would accrue in that arrears balance, which then built that debt up to £3.798 billion.
So, I mean, this isn't a theory. We have a clip here of Noel Shanahan talking at a Department of Work and Pension Select Committee in 2011.
The work that the department has done, CMEC has done, identifies that going back many years, we used to create something called an interim maintenance arrangement. Essentially, it was a number that was brought up to say to the non-resident parent, this is how much you'll have to pay, actually used as a bit of a lever when they wouldn't give us their pay and information, which we have to ask for. So actually, it was inflated. It seems to be inflated by about 300%. So when they didn't pay, all those numbers have gone into the arrears. So the truth is actually those arrears are somewhat inflated because of the tools that were used, up to 18 years ago.
So what we're looking at here is they inflated the figures by 300% to basically scare parents into paying. Can you just talk us through that again, because it's so hard to believe?
Exactly. It's really difficult to believe. I mean, when you look at from a criminal aspect, to inflate something is actually a criminal offence. And what deeply troubles me in this oral hearing is the flippant approach by everybody around the table. Nobody kind of looks over their glasses or whatever it might be and say, sorry, can I just confirm that this is what you were doing? To do that, from my understanding of the law, it's a fraudulent act. Would you agree that that is a fraudulent act?
I can't see any reason for doing that. I mean, HMRC do something along those lines, but then they take the figure back down, don't they?
Yeah, once you've contacted HMRC and you've agreed your financial arrangements with them, then they make the necessary corrections. So the DWP tried to deploy that tactic, but they didn't make the corrections, and that is a serious problem. And your viewers might be sort of thinking to themselves, yeah, but that happened in 2011. Why is that relevant today? Because of the testimonies and the cases that I've researched, and certainly a lot of people that have reached out to me, what they're claiming is, and what they're alleging against the DWP, that is that they're paying everything that they've been asked to pay, but then all of a sudden they'll wake up in the morning, they'll go on their portal and they will have thousands of pounds of these arrears that have been added to their accounts, with absolutely no explanation of how they've got there, with no breakdown. The CMS will say, we don't need to give you a breakdown. So if you've got the arrears on your account, you have to pay it. And if you don't pay it, then we're going to use our enforcement powers to bully you to pay it.